Hi, my name is Jessica Strader. Today I'm presenting my speech on prisoners and drug addiction. This is a serious problem and something that has hit home with me. The effects of dealing with a loved one with drug addiction is very heartbreaking. This issue hurts even more when that loved one is incarcerated and not given the opportunity for drug addiction treatment or rehabilitation. I feel strongly about this issue because I've recently experienced it with a loved one. He's been incarcerated more than once due to his addiction struggle. I never understood why this problem has continued, and even after he was locked up for an extensive amount of time, he still returned to the substance abuse. I have since learned that the bigger picture of this problem is the lack of resources and the lack of help that is offered to inmates. He's never been offered rehabilitation because it's not available. There are resources that are upon release for inmates, but nothing while they are incarcerated. This makes it very difficult for someone that is facing addiction problems because they're going to leave and go right back into old habits. I strongly feel prisons and jails need to offer some form of rehabilitation while someone is incarcerated. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, drug use, dependence, and abuse among state prisons and jail inmates account for more than half of the general population of inmates. This would mean that 1 in every 5 incarcerated people are in custody for a drug-related offense. This is outstanding. The United States criminal justice system has approximately 1,719 state prisons, 102 federal prisons, 901 juvenile correctional facilities, 3,163 local jails, and 76 Indian country jails. This holds more than 2.3 million people. A further breakdown of this information means that 698 people per 100,000 people are incarcerated. This number is high, and there needs to be more done for inmates that are incarcerated for a drug-related offense. This speech will primarily focus on the state of Indiana, as that's where I am located. In the state of Indiana, there are 18 adult correctional facilities and 92 jails. As of March 2020, there are 45,601 people incarcerated in an Indiana prison. Based out of Indiana Department Corrections of data, there were 235 drug-related major offenses committed out of 742 total charges that range from murder to welfare fraud. Most prisons in Indiana are at or almost at capacity. Most prisons are 90% filled. This is a high number. Indiana's 2018 return to incarceration rate is 33.87%. With these statistics, drug rehabilitation should be offered to people who are incarcerated on drug-related offenses during their time in prison. While I was researching substance abuse treatments for those incarcerated, there was very little data provided. Instead, the Indiana Department of Corrections displays a list of programs from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. To me, this indicates there's no substance abuse or addiction treatment that may be available to inmates in Indiana. However, upon release from incarceration, there are programs available, and if a person qualifies, they can have their addiction treatment covered by the state by an insurance called Recovery Works. This program is designed to provide support services to those without health insurance coverage and for those who are involved in the criminal justice system. While it is a great opportunity for someone to get the help, many facilities are already full or they don't take the Recovery Works program because it is a state health program that is offered for those that are in the criminal justice system. If the state of Indiana provided substance abuse and addiction treatment to inmates during their time in prison, there could be tremendous impacts physically and psychologically on those incarcerated for drug-related charges. Help that could be provided and beneficial to inmates could better help them prepare for life outside of incarceration and help reduce the rate of reincarceration. If the rate of reincarceration lowers, it would save the state of Indiana a lot of money, as the approximate cost to house a prisoner right now is $52.61 per day per inmate. With a reincarceration rate at 33.87%, that is a significant amount of money to house prisoners. We could save a lot if we just offered programs. Substance abuse has significant impacts on a person's health. Issues from withdrawal to HIV is very problematic and detrimental to someone who cannot receive the appropriate treatment. Among the possible adverse health issues on a person facing addiction issues, we have to be mindful for the psychological impact on those with substance abuse issues. By offering a substance abuse treatment, we could better the overall well-being of the person struggling with addiction, and in the long term of helping reduce the cost of health care for those that are incarcerated. I hope you appreciate my speech, and hopefully one day we can offer drug addiction and substance abuse help to those that are incarcerated, get families back together, and keep the reincarceration rate down. Thank you.